what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business, not because they want.
And welcome back to the 13th episode of the Joshua Cuthbertson Show. I'm sitting here with my special guest. He's from Salisbury, North Carolina. He went to the University of Tennessee, and he did a lot of reporting around here for major sports, and he started covering sports my senior year. Mr. Jordan Honeycutt, how are you doing?
Good to see you. Interviewing me for a change.
Yeah.
All them years of me interviewing you and your brother.
Yeah, man. A lot of you did it, man. And that's the first thing I talk about, man. So you walked around here and interviewed so many players, man, from baseball, football, basketball, all different sports. So tell me what it was like talking to different athletes, getting their perspective of the game and what they just have done in those previous games and what they was going to do later in life.
Well, it's crazy. Like I said, when I moved here, I didn't know much about this area, but Adam Thompson told me a bunch about you guys' basketball team at West Craven that was really good. Havelock and New Bern football.
Yeah.
Baseball was okay back then. New Bern, I think, made the second or third round of the playoffs the first season I covered. But then kind of getting into, like, to jump in, my first football season was 2012 when Havelock and New Bern both won the state.
They both went to states, yeah.
And then,
Braylon and Farrell, yeah.
And then I covered you guys a lot. Your senior year when I think Kyron was a freshman at Havelock.
Yeah.
And you guys were good.
That's when they had Zach Burns.
Zach Burns, yeah. You and Demetrius and Tyrone. So you guys, I was there in Fayetteville when you guys played Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, fourth round.
Fourth round down there, and the girls were down there too.
Yeah.
So I jumped right into you, with you and Jamie. So the peak of West Craven high school basketball
was right there when you came in.
When I came in recently, the peak of Havelock football.
And the peak of New Bern football.
So it's like you jump in and all these great teams and all, you know, and it's just like thinking about it. I've only been here 8 years. That's only 8 years ago. And I've seen you go to college and play, obviously, and your brother now playing overseas and with him playing in college. It's just, it flies by. And it's just, you know, the flat top's gone. The
ball head now.
Flat top, you got it more the Kobe look, more the shave look.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. I always remember those days. So many good athletes around here, and I know you're working hard now, training some kids to be the next generation of good athletes.
Yes, sir.
And doing a great job with that. But it's just as far as for a small area, this place has better athletes than almost anywhere. Like, you know, you can't compare it to Charlotte because we're not near that size. Yeah. But any other county that's the size of us, I'd put us up against anybody as far as like football, basketball, baseball. I mean, just athletes.
Just athletes in general.
Right. I mean, it's just a great area, and I'm happy that I came here. I'm planning to stay here. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Obviously, after 8 years, newspapers are kind of just struggling right now, and they eliminated my job, so it's like something I couldn't control. But I may teach and coach. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
That may be the next big thing for you, man.
Maybe. I might be on the bench with Fernandez. I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
So
I can see you in the collar shirt.
Hey, I'd put one of those on, get Fernandez to order me some of them sharp shoes he gets. So, you know, I don't know what I'll do next, man, but I've had a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. So where did it start, man? Where did the passion come from to get into journalism?
I grew up playing baseball. I was really good. I wanted to play pro baseball. That was my dream. Then I picked up basketball in high school. I met a friend who was really into basketball, and then Kobe came along. And I grew up liking the Lakers, watching Magic, and then my dad used to watch Michael a lot, and I watch him. I liked him, but I was always a Laker fan, so I never really pulled for the Bulls.
Yeah.
So I pulled for Magic, and then Kobe came along, and that just kind of sparked me back up.
Like Mamba.
He was my man.
Yeah.
And then now with Anthony Davis and LeBron, they're good again.
So it's like right back on the road.
It's just a passion of mine. Like, I've always been pretty good at English. I won some little writing test in 7th grade, and I found out I was pretty good at it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll try this. And then when I realized I couldn't play pro baseball, I wanted to find a way to stay close to the games that I love. Baseball, basketball, football are my main three. And I felt like, all right, what can I do that will let me stay close to the game? And then I went to college, and journalism just kind of jumped at me. I tried it. I liked it. And so it led me to what I've been doing, interviewing all you guys and girls. And it was, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I've made a lot of new friends around here. And like I said, just seen a lot of great ball players.
Yeah, that's a great way to stay into the game of sports, man. Just all the games, you can cover everybody.
I just knew I wanted to do something with sports. I thought about going to school to be a teacher and coaching, and then I was like, well, I could do that, but maybe this is more. And I just tried journalism, and I liked it a little bit more at the time.
Yeah.
8 years ago. So I had really good mentors back in Salisbury. 2 guys I worked with. I part-timed at the newspaper there for 2 years while I was in college, kind of intern. And that's where I found out that I really loved it.
Yeah.
And and then once I got to meet the kids there for 2 years, and then came down here and met all you guys, it's just coming in, watching practice, seeing how you guys.
Yeah.
I still remember the drills with Coach Brownie,
No.
the ball handling drills.
And that's the GOAT too, by the way. That's one of the best coach I ever met.
The
Coach
fundamentals
Brownie,
that
man.
you guys did, and just
Yeah.
it took me back to the days I played. Like, God, if I'd had some coaches that did that, we could have been better.
Yes, sir.
So it's just it brings back a lot of memories.
Yes, sir.
And it kind of keeps you young, I think.
Yeah.
Staying close to something you love. Like, I know you got a passion for the game as well. You stay close to it by
so
teaching.
training and yes, sir.
And just find some way to stay close to what you love to do. I think that's important.
Yes, sir. So before we go any further, did you grow up mom and dad?
Yeah.
Grew up mom and dad. So how was that growing up?
I was the only child, so I didn't have to compete for nothing. I was Christmas.
All the attention was on you.
Christmas was all me. So it was like it got lonely at times, But then I had friends that lived close by, so we would always hang out. After school we played football out in the yard or basketball in the driveway. So had a little concrete slab out to the side of the house, and we had a goal. So we did that. It was fun, man. My dad was big into sports. He played baseball in college, and he made it to college and tore up his knee as a catcher. So once he tore up his knee as a catcher, not much you can do.
Yeah.
It just he lit that into me because my memories from about 4 or 5 years old, I was watching games with my dad. The rest of my life from that point. Once I was old enough to understand what sports were.
Yeah, what's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know you got a close relationship with your pops.
Yes, sir.
And
Most
your
definitely.
brothers.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you watch sports with him growing up.
Arguing 24/7.
Knowing your family, I know you guys are passionate people.
Yeah, they're Laker fans, man.
Yeah.
And I'm LeBron.
Right.
They North Carolina fans, and I like Coach K. I'm a Duke fan.
Right.
So it's just so many opposites in the house.
Right. And that's what makes sports great, is that even though you can respect each other in a rivalry, even if you don't like each other.
Yes,
like
sir.
team-wise, Duke, Carolina, and Lakers, Bulls, Cavs, whoever. But you realize when somebody's really good.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And it's just the battles that you guys had with Hadlock and even with New Bern, you guys beat them most of the time. But you can see those rivalries. Those got to be memories that you're gonna have forever. Is remember those rivalries that you played.
They was just, man. I remember my junior year when we played New Bern at New Bern. I just remember going into that whole week. It was just nothing but New Bern, West Craven, New Bern, West Craven. I just remember that. I was just like, man, it feels like I'm already a celebrity already. How we getting talked about, and then just going in there and just blowing them out and just having so many people there. That was just like, oh my man. That was just like my first. Like, yeah, we're really good. Like, I really think we could be something special.
And you guys used to pack the gyms because people would come see Jamie.
Yeah, and then Jamie,
they'd stay to see y'all.
And then stay to see right. Yeah, man.
So you guys had the fortunate of being able to pack a girls' game because of the team, Jamie, Nashidra, and Jasmine.
Yeah, and you don't really normally see that at schools, like the girls being good and the boys being good. And then we ran into a school like South Central, with their girls being good and their boys being good. It was just like, oh.
And Kinston. Rocky Mount.
I just was texting Josh Dawson. Right before we got here, I just texted Josh Dawson. That's like one of my best friends. That's why
another good player from around here.
So I have so many arguments with people. So many greats that come out of Kinston. Reggie Bullitt, Brandon Ingram. But Josh Dawson is my favorite player that ever come out of Kinston.
And he played before I got here. I didn't get to see him or Reggie. I saw Brandon. And then obviously I saw all of Kyron's career.
Yeah.
And all of you and Zach's career. So I've seen a lot of good ball players.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, man. Like I tell people ask me when did I realize that Kyron was good enough to play in the ACC. I was like, his sophomore year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like, because we laugh about it. There was ACC coaches that said he wasn't good enough to play in the conference.
They play in the conference, yeah.
And I was just like, what are y'all watching? Like,
Right.
the fact with you, I thought, why is ECU not all over you? And you know, Aaron and so many guys get out of here that people just overlook.
Just
whatever
overly,
reason.
yeah.
Now,
Yes,
you
sir.
ended up in a good place, I think, and you probably don't have any regrets.
No, sir. Like, I really, college I went to, it felt like home. It felt like New Bern around my college. Like I went, it just felt like everywhere I stepped around, it just felt like New Bern all over again. So that's what, when I went on my visit, that's what made me soak into that college. It made me feel like home. Then the coaches just like, they welcomed me in so easily. So.
And then obviously Zach had a good deal down there at Coastal.
At Coastal, yeah, man. He
Had a good career down there.
Yeah, man, over 1,000 points, man. 500 rebounds, like in 2 years. Like, just amazing stuff, man. You just thinking about it now, just think about all the memories, man. So many great athletes that come just from this little area.
I mean,
man.
yeah, in a short period of time. Like, I mean, we're gonna keep producing good athletes because
Yeah.
Craven County we have tradition here. So I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like it's gonna stop. But just when I look back, I haven't even been here a decade, and I've heard all the stories about the guys that came before y'all.
Yes, sir.
You know, even with Coach Jones.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You know, all the great athletes that West Craven, Justin Hardy,
Eric Highsmith.
Mookie, Brett Moore, and all those guys. I heard about all those guys. I didn't see them play, but you know, it's just the guys that I've seen play. I'll be telling stories about y'all for the rest of my life. I was like, y'all should have seen this dude play, and you know, that's the most valuable thing to me is that I got to meet you guys, watch you play, see you grow up to be good young men and women, and that's most important to me.
Yes, sir. So how did you get to the University of Tennessee?
That's a crazy story, man, because I'm from a small town in Salisbury. It's like 45 minutes from Charlotte.
Yeah.
Pretty much a country boy. We had kind of like Vanceboro. We had a river. We'd go hang out at fish and play sports after school. A lot of the same things you guys did. If we wanted to do anything, it was like 45 minutes to Charlotte. So like we'd go to Hornets games and Panthers games and stuff.
See, we didn't get to do that.
Yeah,
we get to do that.
you guys got ECU. We had Charlotte, so it's a big difference. But no, like I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. Like I didn't go to college till I was 25 because I didn't know what I wanted to do out of high school.
Sir.
I was so burnt out on school.
And that lets y'all know, don't ever give up on your dreams. No matter what age you are, if you still want to do it, you can do it.
There's always time.
Yes, sir.
And like for me, when I was 18, I told my mom, I said, you know, my parents always pushed college, always pushed making the most out of my life, you know, reaching my potential. And I was just so burnt out on school. After going to school my whole life, at 18, senioritis.
You just took a break.
Hit me hard. I was like, I can't do this. So I went to work at different places. I worked at Walmart. I worked at restaurants. I worked at a factory. You know, I did all that stuff before. Sir. And just finally, man, I was 25. I was like, all right, I'm still young. Do I join? You know, I can still join the military. I can still go to college. So we had a community college kind of like Craven Community College back home. And I went there for 2 years. Got my high school grades up, and then because I was focused more.
Yes, sir.
Senior year of high school, my grades slipped because I didn't care, and I'll be the first one to admit I didn't care.
You didn't care.
I just wanted out of there.
You just wanted to get it, diploma on.
I just wanted out of there, and so, you know, I went to junior college and focused, buckled down, got my GPA back up, and then I was going to go to Catawba College, which is a D2 school back home, my hometown, and just get my teaching degree so I could coach, and my mom was encouraging me to apply to a bunch of colleges even if I didn't get accepted. She's like, just apply.
Just do it.
And so I applied. Tennessee I would have loved to go to Duke, but Duke's so hard to get into. I probably knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. It's $50,000-$60,000 a year, plus you got to have like a 4.0. So I didn't have all that.
You had all that.
But I tried Tennessee. I was like, well, it's out of state. I know it's going to be expensive, but I grew up a Tennessee football fan because my cousins went there and I liked Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And I went to some games and I just fell in love with it. And so I applied, not thinking I'd get accepted, not knowing what would happen. And the day that we were going to sign, we were going to Catawba for me to sign, we stopped by the post office and my acceptance letter was in there from Tennessee. And so I was like, Mom, this changes everything. I got to stop and think a little bit here.
Sir.
And then once I got accepted, I was gone.
It's gone.
And I got to go up there and meet a lot of athletes too, and take journalism classes that, you know, got to interview guys that played football there, basketball, Bruce Pearl,
Yeah.
Eric Berry, Lane Kiffin was a football coach when I went up there. So I got to interview Pat. Actually, one cool thing, I worked at a student radio station, and we all kind of like did a draft of what sport we were going to cover. Well, football was the most popular, so I got the third pick. Dude got number 1 took football. Second guy took boys basketball. I'm sitting there like, God, what do I do with 3? And Pat Summitt was there. And I was like, I'm going to follow Pat Summitt.
Yes,
so I went to
sir.
girls basketball and followed them for like 2 years, and it was fun, man. And it was, those girls.
That's crazy why 1 and 2 didn't want to follow Pat Summitt, man.
Yeah, I know. And, it was just, I got to meet her before she had Alzheimer's, and she knew who I was.
Oh,
And then now, when she got sick, she wouldn't have. But I know that for 2 years,
she
we
know me.
knew each other. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, it was awesome.
That's a
It was
big
awesome
deal, man.
experience. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that prepared me well for coming back to the high school ranks and getting to know. And that's why I told everybody, like, look, if you don't have it figured out at 18, that's okay. Like, if you don't know what you want to do at 18, you ain't the only one, and it's perfectly
It's
okay.
fine. Yes, sir.
Do something to make some money. If work, do whatever. Keep yourself in a good place. Don't get in trouble, and just when you do figure it out, 21, 25, whatever, the options are there. Like college, military,
Yes, sir. It ain't going nowhere.
work. No, I mean, as long as you keep yourself in a good place, the options will always be there.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I preach to kids that I talk to.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. Now, one last question.
All right.
All right. So you done covered a bunch of players around here.
Right.
So I need the best in every sport.
Oh gosh, that's so tough. I was like, we used to have such a trouble picking the all-area team. every
Yeah.
year because, like, especially for football, 'cause you got 11 spots, and you're like, all of our we cover Pamlico too, so
Yes, sir.
New Bern, West Craven, Havelock, and Pamlico.
There's just so many schools, so many great players.
And even Pamlico has a bunch of great athletes.
Yeah.
Even though people take them because they're like a 1A school, people are like, they don't. They got some dogs.
Man,
down
they
there.
had Shane Whitfield when I was in
Yeah,
school.
they got some
Dominic
dogs.
Holiday, boy, they dogs,
They
boy.
got some dogs down there.
Dogs.
And
Coach Campbell down there. Coach Campbell, all right, you Coach Campbell.
dogs down there in the county. Basketball. You were the hardest playing player I ever
Yeah.
seen because from tip to finish, you didn't look like you got tired.
Yeah.
You'd be sweating like crazy, but you wouldn't show it, and you'd keep playing as hard.
Yeah.
Most athleticism gifted probably Kyron,
Yeah.
just because of the way he
Just
could
because
jump.
he could jump, man, his speed
And he was like John Wall out there.
off the ground, coast to
Yeah,
coast.
just,
Yeah.
and his freshman year when you guys played him, he didn't get to show much because
he was injured.
came off the bench, he was injured,
Yeah.
and his brother was playing there, and Zach.
And Mo, yeah, Zach, and then that's what's crazy is if you go on YouTube, Zach Burns' dad highlighted my senior year. They got a game we played home, us against them, a whole 4 quarters up there, and you can see him and Zach both coming off the bench. Man, if you could see them then to now, oh my man,
So Meat's probably the best pure shooter
yeah,
that I think
yeah.
I've seen here.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, girls basketball, it's Jamie
Jamie all the way,
all the way. And then football, and then you could go Farrow, you could go
Yeah,
Mike Hughes. Those two
Braylon.
guys were both great. Braylon was great.
Yeah,
West Craven, Chandre,
yeah.
Chris Campbell, those guys were awesome. It's so hard to pick.
Yeah.
All those guys could do it. I'll just look at all the guys we put into college, man, and you got to be really good player as to play college ball.
Yes, sir.
There's no chumps on college ball.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
There's no.
The worst players, even the walk-ons, can play
Yes, sir.
a little bit.
Most definitely.
So
Yeah.
I mean, because you guys got to have those guys for practice.
For practice, yes, sir. You gotta have somebody to go against, and yes, sir.
And so,
definitely.
I mean, you're not. If you play college ball anywhere, you're a pretty good athlete.
Yes, sir.
So that's what comes down. But I'd say probably just pure talent. I'd probably say Kyron. And then, like I said, you're the hardest playing, and Meat's the best shooter.
Yes, sir.
Jamie. Football's so tough.
Yeah.
Camara's really good right now. Darrell was incredible.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Those guys were all just fantastic. Newbern, you mentioned there too. See, Newbern won 2 state championships. Havelock won 2.
We went to the 4th round. Jamie and them went to the 5th.
Yeah, you guys all the way
Yeah.
to Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Lost to a great Rocky Mountain
Rocky
team that
Mountain,
every
man.
year
We could
just
never just get over them, man.
every year just
Could
had
never
y'all's
get over
number.
that hump.
And
Just could never get over that hump.
but they were really good. That Rocky Mountain team was terrific. And then Jamie and them, I thought they were going to win when she missed the half court
When
shot.
they missed the half court, yeah.
I thought they were going to win that game, but that was a tough loss, seeing her upset. But she got to play, you know, seeing her live out her dream at Carolina was really cool.
It was really, that was phenomenal.
You know, obviously she's got great parents, comes from a great family.
Yes, sir.
So I'm proud of her. Proud of all you guys, man. Just, I want to see you guys. I tell everybody, I want to write about you in the sports page and never have to worry about writing about you in the bad stuff.
Yeah.
In the police blotter.
Yes, sir.
I never want to write about those stories. And most of the time I have. Like, most kids around here are good kids.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think, obviously, you come from a family that's really close knit
Yes,
together.
sir.
And I know
Yes,
your
sir.
dad was strict on y'all boys growing up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
He taught y'all how to work hard.
He taught us more discipline, and he definitely taught us the respect and manners and respect every adult that you come across, and make sure you carry yourself like a gentleman every way. So it definitely was discipline.
But,
yes, sir.
you know, state champion wrestlers, the sports that a lot of people don't think about.
Tennis,
track
golf,
and field.
Yeah. So, there we go. Since we can go there, who was the best track and field athlete that you seen?
Probably Nashidra.
Who?
When she was in her.
When she was in her prime. Oh,
before she had that baby.
God. Oh,
she was lightning now.
Boy, she would leave you, man. Oh,
she was
my God.
She was
boy.
lightning out there.
Oh, my God.
Probably her. She was.
Any boys you could think about? Because, she's girls, hands down. That's not see.
Yeah, Sage Lilly and Joshua Moore, when they had their
Joshua
teams.
Moore?
Moore's
yes, sir.
really
Oh, my
fast
God. He
kid.
was really fast, too. Yes, sir.
Just thinking.
Sage Lilly, yes, sir. Now, he's doing this thing in college right now, too.
Yeah, Sage is really good.
Yes, sir.
Going back, Kyron did the high jump.
Yes,
he
sir.
was really great at that.
But see, Kyron's everywhere.
Kyron,
I love you. I would love to battle you right now. See, when you was in 10th grade, you was injured, and I give you that pass. Please come back and play me. Thank you.
Bring that Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, bring that Golden State Warriors jersey in the gym and come play me, please. Please.
But those guys, like, some people, I'm pretty sure you could teach them a sport that you could teach you guys soccer and give you guys 2 months to pick it up, and you'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But it's just some people are naturally gifted, but the thing is, that's only half of the, as you know, that's only half of the equation. You got to work.
You got to work for it.
You can't just get by on talent. You got to
yes,
work.
Sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I heard the stories about how when I saw you play as a senior, I didn't see you as a freshman, but everybody's like, you'd have never believed Josh would have been that good if you'd have seen him as a freshman.
Yeah.
And now to see what you grew into,
yeah,
and with Coach Browning and
Coach
Gary
Browning,
working with you.
Coach Browning used to come pick me up on Saturdays, 8 in the morning, and just be me and him in the gym for hours, and he used to tell me different stuff. And I used to work on different stuff, man. He just took my game to another level. He just made me want to dig in like more to the student part of the game. You know, he opened a side of basketball that I didn't see. Like, I wanted to be more of a student. I wanted to sit and watch my film. I wanted to watch my footwork. I wanted to watch how I pivot. I wanted to watch how I post. He made me pay attention to all my details, and that's what really drove me to stay in the gym, because I knew if I wasn't in the gym working on my small details, I wouldn't get ahead of nobody, because I wasn't faster or more athletic. I couldn't jump higher, but it's just work harder.
As a guy who played college ball and who's got a brother that played pro ball overseas, and you probably could have done that too if you'd have wanted to.
Yes, sir.
But what do you? One last interview question
for me.
What do you feel like is the most important thing to be successful in sports for these young kids? What do you tell them when you train them, as far as like what it takes to be good, to realize your potential and be good?
The first thing I tell them is grades. Like, you can't get nowhere with grades. Like, that's the first thing the college coaches are gonna look at is your grades. So you got to respect your teachers. You got to come to school. You got to your attendance, perfect attendance. That'll look good on your resume. You got to come in, do your homework, your classwork, SATs, all that. You got to take care of school and the educational business first. You got to be a student before an athlete. That's first. That's what I preach to them. And I preach to them, if you're not going to be a student, don't waste your time being an athlete, because it's not going to work.
Because we both know guys who were good enough to play college ball, but they couldn't.
They couldn't
they
because
didn't have the grades.
They ain't being a student first. And that's why I come across every child I come across. I tell them, if you're not going to be a student first, there's no even time to put the athlete work in, because you're not going to get nowhere.
Because the school can only do so much. If your grades are borderline, maybe they can do something to get you in.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
But
maybe
if your grades are down here in the ones, there ain't nothing they can do.
It don't matter if you're a 5-star. There's nothing. There's nothing.
How many 5-stars end up going to junior college because they can't get in?
Zach Cuthbertson. sorry.
I didn't say that, Zach.
I will. You're definitely 5-star. End up winning junior college. You're a perfect example.
But it worked out.
But it worked out for him though.
He got it. You know,
Yeah.
like he's like, all right, I got it. Junior college is a great second chance.
Yes, sir.
Because if you goof off in high school like I did, if you skip class your senior year like I did, it's not the end.
It's not.
And you don't
the
have
end.
to feel like you're
It's
not
And
defeated.
that's why I'm glad he had that mindset of it wasn't the end. Like I still can do it. I still can buckle down. I still can get my grades and stuff right to get the coastal. And it worked out very for him. But that's the first thing I tell him. And then the second thing I tell him is, if you want to be a great athlete, you got to get in there and work on your craft. No matter if you're football, basketball, baseball, whatever you're doing, there's other people doing it too. There's other people chasing the same goals and dreams that you're chasing. So you're not just gonna automatically step out there and be better than that person or that person. You gotta put in the work. Like that's why I tell them like everybody look at me and like I come across some kids and they say, oh, you scored 2,000 points and you did that, but they didn't see all I spent my time in the gym 24/7. Like I walked the courts plus. Like those, I wanted the grind. I love the work. I was so passionate about basketball. And if you find passion at an early age with what you're doing, that leads you to grind. That leads you to doing your work. But if you don't have that certain passion, you may not work as hard for it. So that's why I tell them, like, if you really want it, you got to put in that work to be great. You can't be great without work. Like, see the same things everybody see Jamie Cherry, but they didn't see all the hard work she put in from the goggles, man. Man, we used to go to the park and we used to never get picked up.
Oh, wow.
Nobody tells that story though.
Yeah.
Me and Jamie used to go to the park after church. We go to the church right down my street, Macedonia. We used to go to the church, and after church, we used to go to the park and play ball. Me and her used to never get picked up.
Oh, wow.
Never. And it got from us never getting picked up to us being the captains.
But that was motivation, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you had to put in that work.
I know I'm a better player than this.
Yeah.
But I gotta get to that point.
Yeah. But if you never put in that work, you never get picked up.
Yeah. You won't grow if you don't work, and that's what you like. If you'd have stayed. If you would have just your freshman year and been like, all right, I don't care. I'm going to play video games, watch TV. I'm not going to work. You wouldn't have reached your potential.
That's what I tell them. And that's what most kids today, because technology is so advanced now, and kids are so tablet, iPod, PlayStation, this, that, and they got so many options that could grab their attention. It's so, like, distractive of getting to the grind, like the real grind. Like, they see 2K, but you want to be on 2K one day. That's what you tell me. So, playing 2K is not the way to get on 2K.
No, definitely not.
You see what I'm saying? That's the message I try to.
Definitely
That's the message I try to send to all the kids I train. Though, first be a student, and then the athletic part, you gotta work.
So just work hard in the classroom and on the court, field, whatever you play, your sport is played on. Just hard work. Hard work's not just on the field; it's in the classroom.
It's in the classroom too.
Like
Oh
you
yes,
said.
sir.
So, yeah, that's so important. I mean, kids just think these 5-star kids get into school just off their talent.
Yeah, man.
But they don't.
They don't see the work. I wish somebody would put a documentary out of just training, of just the work, not the games, because everybody see the highlight of the games. Everybody see the LeBron and Curry, but nobody see Steph Curry work on that shot. Nobody see Steph Curry in the gym putting up 300 shots from the half-court logo.
Hundreds of thousands, I guarantee you, maybe 1 million, Steph Curry is taking jumpers in an empty gym.
Yeah.
In his life.
By
I
himself.
guarantee you probably hundreds of thousands of jumpers.
LeBron James running
an empty gym.
Empty gym by itself. Nobody sees that though. Somebody need to put a documentary out of that.
Yeah,
of the grind.
There's no cameras there to film it. So it's like people just say, all right, yeah, sure he works hard, but you don't until you see it, you don't understand.
They don't understand it. You got to really see it. You got to really see it.
Well, man, it's always a privilege to get up with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm always wishing the best.
This has been an awesome, incredible show with my man Johnny Honeycutt, and we are out. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the Joshua Cuthbertson Show. Please continue to show your love and support by clicking the subscribe button below the video. Check us out next week on the next episode of the Josh Cuthbertson Show. We out.